feels like someone gave me a lobotomy last night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got a fat ass?
Maybe that too. I think it feels like someone snuck into my room in the middle of the night, took out a piece of my brain and put it in my butt.
Jesus
and made
Christ.
my butt bigger. That's what I'm saying.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Hold on really quick.
Yeah.
That was a dab.
That was a dab.
A dab cut. I think I have a snack out here.
Ah, nice. Well, guys, I guess it's just me and you right now. Yeah, my brain. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. For some background information. And I don't know what happened, but like yesterday night, I was feeling like the symptoms of lack of sleep piling up, and then I was just wiped out that night. But I woke up today feeling like, again, just like someone must have snuck into my room, just taking out a piece of my brain. Oh. For another analogy, feels like someone gave me a lobotomy, but then afterwards stuck my brain in an oven and cooked it at 200 degrees for 5 minutes, took it out of the oven, put it in a freezer, left it in there for 5 minutes, and then put that brain back into my head. That's what it feels like. So, just if you could imagine that, like you in that situation, how you'd be feeling the next day. I'm telling you, it's a lot better than this morning. I'm feeling more awake, so to speak. I had some coffee this morning. Didn't even help. There was like a slight difference. Usually coffee just shoots me right up for the day. Not today. No. I had my cup, drank it. Nothing. Just ridiculous. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I wonder if any of you guys, our audience, has ever... Oh, man, it's so bad. Oh. You know what? Another analogy for it. It feels like somebody stuck my brain in a giant pit of sand. Then global warming increased the temperature of the Earth by 20 degrees. This is in the future, like far in the future. And then that sand started to cook my brain. So basically the oven process, except it's getting a bunch of sand in it as well. And then took that brain, took it to the Arctic, but this time shoved it in the water. So that effect when all the sand and everything just is all mixing together, just crustifying, and it's cold water because it's the Arctic. And so it's freezing it and getting it all wet at the same time. Then took that brain, took it somewhere where it's like a moderate climate, where I'll be sleeping. Threw it on the ground and then put it back in my head.
What happened?
Oh, I was telling them about, I was giving like analogies as to how my brain feels today. So I was given very extreme analogies. Like I was saying that it feels like somebody like cooked my brain, put it in the freezer, and then put it back in my head in the middle of the night.
Does it feel like you might have just done like meth yesterday?
No.
No?
I've Never. I've never felt this effect in my life. And I didn't do anything yesterday night. I just went to bed. I slept, and then I woke up and I was like, my brain.
What time did you go to bed?
I went to bed. See, I went to bed at 12 at night, but I couldn't go to sleep again.
Wait, do you think that this banana looks like a superhero?
It could be.
Look,
you know,
there's
I
the
could
mouth
see
and
it.
there's the eye. Everybody check this out.
You know what? I could
Doesn't
see it. From that side, it does. Once you flip it over, then it like ruins the effect a bit.
Like this.
Like that, it does look like it. It does.
Yeah.
It's got like kind of the superhero, like you know how they put those masks on and it like
Yeah, with the eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, now could you do the I opened the bananas this way. That's what the monkeys do. But look at this.
You know, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing.
Like this. Super banana. Like this.
Super banana.
Do you see it?
I can
Do you
see it.
And this is the wind, like this.
Yeah. And he's got the hat on there too. He's got a little special hat.
Yeah.
It's a banana hat. Banana! No!
Somebody help me!
No! Banana! Super banana! Oh, God. Now we're going to get overrun with criminals and thieves, and crime's going to really go up in the area without him.
He was always discriminated against.
He was for being a banana.
Everyone else in his community is blue.
The blue bananas.
No, just blue people. They weren't bananas.
Dang.
Doesn't
Man,
matter
so-
what shape you are. It just as long as you're the color. It's all about colors, right?
So they wouldn't like anybody else on Earth. This community only likes the people that live in this blue community.
Yeah, if you are blue colored, you could be turquoise, you could be navy. It's okay. But if you're yellow, it's bad.
Dang.
Yeah, it sucks.
Man, they're a bunch of blue supremacists over there.
Well, like, we're human supremacists.
We are.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's I don't know what it is, but it's interesting to think about.
It is. I mean, I think it's because our view of other creatures, like, as a whole, we don't really view them as highly as ourselves, which is weird because over time, I guess, we were just the top of the food chain, right? So we were eating everything.
Yeah, rocks, cinnamon.
Yeah. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon toast crunch.
Eventually, that did develop.
And it's not even toast.
No. I don't even know why they called it that. That's really interesting. It's just cereal with cinnamon and sugar on it. In like a little shape that's not toast. Definitely not a piece of toast.
Yeah, it's got the waves, but maybe they're trying to say that each piece is like a small piece of toast. Like at least it's the shape. The rectangle.
I could see
Square.
that. I feel like they could have tried a little harder though. You know, they could have.
But I've never questioned it until this moment.
Me neither. I always thought cinnamon toast crunch. It's really weird.
Cinnamon toast crunch. You don't break it down. And they have another cereal that's cookies.
Oh, Cookie Crisps. Yeah, that's not something
That's
that.
just cereal. That's a cereal, but it's cookies.
Yeah, it's like little miniature cookies. And you know what? I've tried it before. It's not even as good as real cookies. So you might as well just have a cookie for breakfast if you're going to have Cookie Crisps. Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, if you're going to have a cookie for breakfast, just have a cookie for breakfast. You don't have to go and buy it in cereal form to make yourself feel better. And it's not as good as a cookie, but you get the same exact nutritional value of a cookie. Doesn't make sense.
And every single cereal has a mascot. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Let's see how many mascots we can name.
Okay.
Okay, the bee from Cheerios.
The bee. That's true.
You
There's
know,
that bee.
For Honey Nut Cheerios.
What about
And I don't even know where the nut is.
the Captain
Crunch?
Crunch? Yeah.
Um,
Just the berries. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
They made I was gonna say usually sometimes we refer to cereals. Isn't that weird that we'll be Captain Crunch, he did this. If people get angry like that. It was actually just a bunch of people in a boardroom being like, we gotta come up with this new strategy. But they made just the berries.
oh, okay.
And I don't know, I think that's ridiculous. Just the berries.
Toucan Sam from Fruit Loops.
That one too. Got Tony the Tiger.
I was going to say that one next.
he was
The
bold.
leprechaun from the other one.
The Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms, yeah.
Yeah. What else is there? You named the toucan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you named the toucan. Oh, what else do we got? We got the wolf from Cookie Crisps.
Yeah.
It's got that wolf dude who's like, Cookie Crisps, and everyone's like, go fuck yourself,
That was pretty
dude.
good. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Fred Flintstone.
Ah.
Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. Let's see, who else do we got? We got the Rice Krispie thing, that little elf.
There's 3. Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Snap. Oh, that's right. Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Mm-hmm. Were you thinking of a different cereal?
No, I was thinking of Rice Krispies.
Okay. There's several more. Some of them don't have one.
Yeah, some of the. I'm trying to think of one that doesn't. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes the cereal is their mascot too.
What do you mean?
I'll name another one, but
Oh, Nibs.
Nibs.
No, Corn Puffs or one of those.
Where it's like the cereal has a little mouth on it, right? And he's running
I
around.
think that's Nibs or something like that.
Yeah. I
Oh.
thought Cinnamon Toast Crunch had one of those too.
Oh yeah,
Where it's
Cinnamon Toast Crunch did.
Yeah, and then they eat each other. They they're cannibals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch only is the
Which is kind of horrific if you think about it. Imagine if someone just released a commercial with humans just eating each other. Oh God! And humans would be like, oh fuck. And then we watch the Cinnamon Toast Crunch one. We're like, ha ha ha! I'd like myself some Cinnamon Toast Crunch after watching them eat each other. And they're not. It's kind of a dumb point, but it's just weird to me that why is that appealing in a commercial? It's not. There's not much comedy value in it, I've never watched one of those commercials and have been like, that's really funny, or that really makes me hungry. I've just been like, okay, there's cereal eating one another. What's happening here?
You're not the demo. They want kids to be addicted to the candy that they put in a bowl and call breakfast.
Yeah.
They don't even spell breakfast right. They call it breakfast. So it's just
Breakfast.
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 Yeah. So the cereal. But I was gonna say Frosted Mini Wheats. No mascot. Special
True.
K, no mascot.
Yeah, they don't. But they also put faces on their cereal. I think Special K does, don't they? Don't they have a little
I think they advertise to middle-aged women, but I don't know if they have. I don't think they have animated cereal.
I thought they had a brand where they had I thought I remember seeing on a box a little little thing.
It's possible, but I doubt it. Special K is a cereal. Apple Jacks. What? Oh, they have the cinnamon guy. He's anthropomorphized an apple and a cinnamon guy, and they always face off.
Yeah, they do have that.
But wait, so imagine this. There's an entire aisle only for cereal in grocery stores. The whole aisle is filled with cereal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not both sides, but it's a single side, and it goes all the way down.
That's a lot
Just
of cereal.
with cereal.
I mean, I think cereal it's nice because it's quick, it's easy in the morning. So I think that's how it got so popular to a point where it's kind of just everyone's go-to, and they have the healthy cereals in there for the people who want to be healthy in the morning. You got the sugary cereals for people who don't care. You got
Don't care or don't know.
yeah, or don't know. And they also are varying levels of sugary, right? Like every now and then you might be like, oh, I kind of want to delve into the sugary side, you know? Even someone who's healthy might be like, oh, that's looking pretty good. Maybe just this one time, and they might grab it.
What?
I'm like, I'm saying they have like, there's like a scale. They have cereal for everybody, you know? Like they
Nah,
have cereal
not
over
true.
here, cereal over there.
That
Like for you, like you don't eat gluten, but I bet you they have a gluten-free cereal in that aisle.
doesn't mean it's for me.
Maybe not. But I mean, somewhere out there, there's got to be some kind of like something that somebody would like, you know? Even like even just like what do you call it? Granola is technically a cereal.
Yeah, and granola is shit.
Yeah, it does not taste good by itself.
No, like granola is like it's the same as cereal. It's just sugar on. It's like a granola bar is just sugar. Cereal is just sugar. They have like protein cereal, but that makes me feel bad. So yeah, I mean, it's just these people marketing, getting people to buy their product when they're young. People just doing the same thing that they always do, and then they have a loyal customer, and somebody will spend thousands of dollars on cereal.
Yeah, especially if you get the same brand and you keep buying it and you eat it every day.
So if you just get $1,000 from 1,000,000 people, that's $1 billion.
That is a very good profit margin right there. Especially making the cereal, it's not very expensive, you know? It's a pretty cheap process. Especially now they have it in a factory. They just pump out this stuff like clockwork.
Yep.
And I gotta say, there are some cereals, like, man, some of it does taste really good. Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that is a delicious cereal, I must say. Even though I will give it shit for like the commercials and them calling it Cinnamon Toast Crunch and not looking like cinnamon toast. Other than that, delicious cereal. Even though we all know it's not the most nutritious thing you could have in the morning. You know, I mean, it's better than Cookie Crisp, but
Just imagine this. If you see any of these 3 ingredients on something you're eating, it's dangerous. Okay? Number 1, enriched wheat flour.
yeah,
Okay. High fructose corn syrup.
yeah, that's a big one. Mm-hmm.
And a high oleic sunflower oil.
High oleic.
Yeah. It's like a really refined sunflower oil.
That's the one thing I haven't heard of before, actually.
Yeah, gross. So I would imagine the any cereal that you say is quote unquote really good has 2 of those 3 ingredients in it.
I bet you it does, and I think that's what makes it taste really good. And
I
all
think
the
that's
sugar.
what makes it cheap.
Definitely. They switched a while back to high fructose corn syrup because it was cheaper than using real like cane sugar.
Do you know why it's
in
cheaper?
things. I thought it was because of processing. They were able to like just like make it cheaper.
Because we have a surplus of corn production in the United States.
Yeah, because we use it on everything. I mean, the animals get the corn.
But
People are
the
eating
reason the
corn.
animals have the corn is because of surplus of production.
Yeah,
It's all because of a surplus of production because it was used for food and also fuel. In many of the wars, it could have been Vietnam or World War II. We started to produce a shit ton of corn, and now it's cheaper because the law of supply and demand. There's basically an infinite supply of corn. Instead of increasing the supply of cane sugar, you can just convert corn into sugar. That's what they're doing. And it's a really unhealthy process. Like corn starting out is, one of the lower level things you want to consume.
I think because we eat so much of it too in our diet, you know? Like there's
Who is we?
like just humans in general. Like, you know, you go to the store and you're buying meat. That animal has had a diet that's mainly been off of corn, and now you're consuming this thing. You get a number of like different corn products. You can get corn on the cob. You get some corn chips. You get all sorts of different things that has corn in it. You know, different meals have corn in it.
Yeah, cornmeal.
Cornmeal, yeah. You can get a lot of corn products, and I think we eat so much of it that it's the nutrition value just isn't quite as much.
You can pull out anybody who's eaten corn. You could pull out their hair, and you can find corn in their hair.
Damn. Wait, is that really a thing?
Yeah.
Dang,
Well, your hair grows out of your head.
Yeah.
Right? So there's traces of like almost anything you ate in your hair.
That's crazy. I didn't think about that.
Well,
I mean, I knew your body is you are pretty much what you eat. I mean, that is like a true thing, but I didn't know that they could actually figure out what you ate through your hair follicles. That's pretty crazy.
I just said in your hair.
In your hair. Oh. Oh, so not like it's not like it's growing on your head and then someone's taking out a hair and is like looking at it and they can see like, oh, there's apples in there, apple in there, corn in there.
Yeah, that's what they do. You just called it a hair follicle, so it's just the whole hair.
It's just the whole hair.
Yeah. Corn.
Corn.
Corn production, corn GMO patents, and GMO suing of neighboring farms where the GMO corn has infiltrated, and they'll successfully be able to sue neighboring corn farms if their corn has GMOs and it jumps from their farm to the other person's farm. They can't legally farm or grow the GMO corn, and so they're suing the neighboring farms even though they didn't intend to start growing it.
Damn. You know, it sounds like that was planned. I bet you anything they knew that the GMO corn would spread and they could slowly put those people out of business.
Yep.
Probably when they're failing, they can buy the farm and then they're like, oh, look at all this nice GMO corn. That's such a dumb rule. Someone needs to come in there and just be like, fuck you and your GMO corn. Bruh, put a dome over that place. That's what I'd do. I'd put a dome over it.
It's expensive.
And
Simpsons already did it. You don't try to copy them.
Well, it would be a different type of dome.
Oh, Dume.
A Dume, yeah. I would call it the Dume, and the Dume is designed to lock in corn production into a certain area, and then I would say, well, you guys can't expand now. Bruh.
Yep.
Enjoy your GMO corn, and you can only have it in here. And then the other farms, like every now and then I'd have like a feature on the dome that makes it smaller. It goes, mee, and it like crunches down, and the GMO corn farmers, like the big boys, I'm talking about the ones who are like, they really are powerful and they're controlling the market. Like they're in there, oh shit, oh no. And then like the farmers on the outside will be like, ha, this is what you get for years of bullying us. Now we get to steal your corn farmland, you know?
Yeah, we're the bowling champions.
That's right.
No gutters.
OG corners.
Bowling 300s. I just destroyed your idea, but anyway.
No, the I think it added to it. It was a great.
Well, just because you said a word, like I just try to do word associations all day. That's basically all I try to do.
I like it.
Because you said bullying, but it sounded like bowling.
I don't think it ruined the idea. They can go bowling afterwards too.
Okay, in the dome, they have a bowling alley.
No, outside of the dome.
Oh, okay.
The people inside the dome, no, fuck those guys. They don't get the bowl.
Okay.
They can just enjoy.
But what about the women from in the dome?
The women in the dome.
Yeah.
You know, the people who didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, they can leave.
Okay.
If you're a man or a woman, you can leave the dome as long as you weren't doing that shit. As long as you weren't trying to freaking take over all the corn farmers.
How are you going to prove that?
We're going to do some investigations. We're going to have some people investigating, and they're going to find the truth. And then there's going to be like a judge and a jury, and it's going to be a fair process. And it's going to be like, all right, who Who was doing this? Who knew what was going on? And who was trying to put these farmers out of business and take their land for themselves? Who was doing this? And then all the people who were doing that, they're in the dome, and they can just stay in there with their GMO corn. And they can still sell it, but we're just slowly going to do what they were doing to the other farmers. Just slowly take away their corn production until it's like, well, now you have to sell for a cheap price, bruh. You probably already have a lot of money, and so it's probably a pretty not a bad punishment for you, but still, now you have to see your corn production go down, and you can live that same exact existence.
Yep. Sorry, bro. But what about this? Imagine so there's like a jury. It's like no, it's not a jury. It's like a police department. Okay, and they're doing an investigation.
Yeah.
Okay, so they search for all the clowns, the jesters from the medieval times, some comedians, and they're doing an investigation. But some people misunderstand what it is. And so they're, Kobayashi, the guy that eats all the hot dogs,
Yeah.
he shows up. Because he's ingesting all these hot dogs. He's the 40 hot dogs with the bun. So all the clowns are there, comedians and jesters, and then this guy, Kobayashi, is ingesting all these hot dogs. And the guy doing the investigation is like, you can't do this. You're not allowed to be here. This is the court of law of the justice system. The justice system, actually. And it's really dangerous. And what ends up happening is Kobayashi gets burned at the stake.
Damn.
And the steakhouse, actually, he ordered fajitas at the steakhouse, and the searing, the platter the metal platter that comes out.
Yeah.
And he burnt himself on that. He got burnt at the steakhouse.
Dang.
Yeah.
So they sent him there, probably, right, to try to get him away from this investigation.
Investigation. Just to distract him. Yeah.
It's nice of them to do that instead of lighting him on fire, Unless they sent him there hoping that he would get grilled.
Yeah.
Hoping that he would burn himself bad enough to the point where
he wouldn't come back.
Yeah, he'd just be gone.
Yeah. Well, they don't have the jurisdiction to do that.
No, I guess they don't.
No.
But, I mean, if it was an accident, then they could say, nothing we can do anything about it.
Yeah, if it was an accident. But at the end of the investigation, what happens is the most premier person, jester, they get promoted to lead investigator, and they hate it.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be a jester, but now the investigator.
I think I see what's going on here. I think the FBI is lacking funny people in their organization. They need more humor.
Yeah.
Because if they don't get more humor, then some people are going to be really unhappy in that organization because they won't be able to laugh anymore. That's not going to be fun.
Yeah, but those people hate it, so they're stealing good, honest people, and the contract they sign at the beginning of the investigation / it's basically like America's Got Talent. So at the beginning they sign on, like, if you win, you have to do whatever we say. But there's a $10,000 prize. And most of these clowns who went to clown college, those clown colleges?
I've heard of that before, that there's like, I didn't know it was an official college. I thought it was more like programs. But if they have an actual like big school for clowns, that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, they have clown college, and a lot of comedians go to clown college.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta find out what this institution looks like. I want to know how big it is, because I've heard of like programs before, but I didn't know it was a full institution.
Yeah. Clown college, I think it's pretty broad. It's like performing, but it's not. It's like clowns are like one-man shows, and stand-up is one-man show, right?
Yeah,
almost always. So yeah, they just go to clown college, learn about performing. They can learn about comedy. Like some clowns are funny. They do gimmicks and jokes and stuff. And so being goofy, just learning that world, because there's no like comedy college, stand-up comedy college.
I mean, I guess you could. What am I thinking of? There's so many different programs out there. There's got to be one for like for comedy or a class.
There's classes, but college is a big deal.
True. You could also get like I think there's like degrees in like theater or drama. That's kind of closely related as well.
Yep, one of the options. But clowns. Clown college. Clown. Clown. What about? I wonder what when the first clown was.
That might be something of like a jester, I'd imagine. Like, because they were in the courts of royals to entertain them, basically, and make them laugh. There's actually like, where did I hear this? I can't remember the name of the jester, but there was a guy a long time ago in the king's court, and I think the king was gonna like kill him or something because he did something. I can't remember if he stole something or if he said something that he didn't like. But the king really loved this jester, right? So he was like nice about it, but he was like, "We're gonna have to kill you." And again, I'm gonna dumb it down, this story. Definitely, it was written differently when I read this, and I can't remember where it was. But he said, "Yeah, I really like you, man. You make me laugh all the time. You're my favorite court jester. But you said some shit." And I think it was about his wife, I think. He made a joke that was unsavory about his wife, and his wife was really pissed, and so he had to go to this jester, and he was like, "Fuck, man, why did you tell a joke about the wife?" And the jester was like, "Ha, ha, ha." And apparently the jester made him laugh so hard with another joke, he actually let him go.
Oh, nice.
He didn't kill him. He couldn't be around the court anymore, but he didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was so funny. And let him go. So, I gotta say, imagine being that funny that you avoid death. Like, you're just like, and just someone's like, and then you don't die. You just get away.
Yeah.
You just, like, imagine if you could do that in any situation. Like, you're going up to the guillotines, you just, like, the boom, like, the kind of, like, joke thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then everyone laughs. And it's like, get this guy off of there. Let him go. Come on, he's funny.
Why would he even let it get to that dire of circumstances? If he was that funny, he could just never even go to the guillotine,
Maybe the way it works is you the only way to actually use this power is you have to be like close to
on
death.
The verge of death. I see.
And then you get one chance. You get one chance, and if one person laughs, you're good to go. But if nobody laughs, that's it.
Well, then he's not a true comedian.
No.
If you can only use your power when you're about to die.
Maybe it's like he can make people laugh whenever he wants to, but he can only like automatically avoid death if it's close to death.
Okay.
And the rule is one person has to laugh. Just one person has to laugh at what he does. But if 0 people laugh, then that's...
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, then that's it.
That's kind of like if you back an animal into the corner, that's when they become the most powerful. Or when... like, moms lifting up cars and stuff when their babies are trapped and stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't you just have that ability all of the time?
I guess that, like, adrenaline rush, like, when something is going to happen to you or someone that you love, right? Like, I think people go into, like, they go into hardcore mode, like, because their body has an instinct reaction. Like, adrenaline is going through, you're panicking a little bit, so you're charging in there. And you're going to just be twice as good as what you're doing because your brain does not want what's about to happen.
It's like being able to physically do something that you're not usually physically capable of doing.
I mean, it's pretty impressive, right? Like, that your body can get into that mode. I don't know if somebody could. Maybe somebody could do it all the time, could manage to learn how to get that when they're not in severe situations, right? They can like
Yeah.
turn it on in their brain and be like, all right. But then you'd have to control the chemicals in your body, because part of what's making you have this reaction is that adrenaline rush. So you'd have to get like a massive adrenaline rush from nothing happening.
Yeah. I believe it's possible.
Imagine if when you teach your brain that to do that like anytime, but you have to go in like fight or flight mode, right? So like your body, adrenaline comes in, so you're like this, right? Like you're really tense, your brain is tense, everything is like right? Whenever you activate this new ability that you have. But imagine this. Imagine now that you keep doing it and your brain, you just keep triggering it with your brain.
Mm-hmm.
What if your brain just does it at random periods of time? So now you're going to be walking down the street and sorry. Like you really tense up. I can't control it now. Sometimes my brain just, it knows how to lock up my body sometimes. Jeez. Sorry about that. Or like in your sleep, you wake up, you just shred your sheets in half. You're like, oh, okay, all right, it's okay.
Well, it just sounded like you said something offensive, but it's okay.
Shred the sheet.
Nah, you just say okay, but it's okay. Yeah, and it's called adrenaline. And then you have adrenal glands in your body, which are above your kidneys. And I don't know if those are related, but you have those, and that's where your body deals with stress and stress hormones. And stress is toxic to your body. So that's not good.
No, that would not be good. You'd be sacrificing with that ability, because you'd have to go into this fight or flight mode all the time, and that would eventually that would wear down on you.
Yeah, and it's kind of dumb that it's called fight or flight mode, because there's 3 options.
I guess you can do nothing, right?
Oh yeah, the third option is freeze. And so what you're saying is usually your body freezes.
Oh, because when the power was activated.
Because you're saying, yeah, your body locks up.
I was saying for that dude who had that power. Not necessarily me. I don't think I've ever experienced a moment in my life where I've been frozen or stricken with that much stress or fear. I've never been like frozen. I've usually been. I usually am still able to like move and stuff, during those times. Maybe I haven't experienced enough stress. Or
what about like when the fireworks are going off in your car? Are you doing stuff? Or are you freezing? Or are you?
I was actively doing stuff. Like we got out of the car, but the car wasn't in park, and I was thinking to myself, this car is not gonna crash. So I got back in the car, I put it in park, and I got back out while it was on fire.
Yeah.
So my brain was actively in that moment.
Yeah.
In this like fight or flight mode, but at first I was like, it was fight or flight. Oh, that's right. So flight, right? I was getting out of there. Then I was like, no, fight. That's my car. And I got back in there, and I had to save it, and that's what I did. And I would keep in mind, I was like this. I got in, so there's fire all the way up here. I can't see anything while I'm driving this car.
Yeah.
That was the main problem, is that, and I can't remember. So Zach says, the other person in the car, that we got out of the car first and got back in, because it was on fire and we didn't want to let the car go. I remembered us just staying in the car, and I just put it in park like that. But either way, I had to park this thing while there was fire, and I couldn't see anything because I could just see fire. And so I was doing this, and so I had to put it in park and then get out of the car. And I think he took the sparklers and chucked them out because.
So Zach was the guy who lit them on fire.
Well, I also take part of the blame because I allowed him to put the. So I wasn't contesting him lighting the sparklers and
No,
sticking
no.
them out the
But
window.
I was just asking. He was the one who lit it on fire.
Technically, the spark did come from him. Like, it came from the
Okay.
sparkler that he was holding.
Yeah.
So he actively lit my car on fire, but I was laughing
Yeah.
and having a good time. So I am also a guilty party in that, because I did think it was funny.
And it wasn't a party.
No, it was not a party, especially not afterwards. And we've learned from our mistakes. You know, we would do this again, but
But you do have fireworks in the back of your car right now.
not anymore. I did
Okay.
pass those along to him.
Oh, okay. He's got him.
He's got him again. Yeah, he's got him now.
Shout out to Zach, burner of cars,
Burner of cars. Yes.
a nerner of nars.
What's a nerner? I wonder if that's a real word, because you never know if something's a real word. Like, honestly, something could be a real word even in another language, and you just wouldn't know.
Yeah, Zach, if you're a nerner, let me know. Okay.
There's a murmur.
Yeah. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, 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 doot. That's a heart murmur.
A heart murmur. We have the beep, 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 beep.
It's just someone dying.
Yeah.
A murmur is also like a quiet.
Maybe it would be then a small like beep, beep, beep. Oh, shit, he's awake. He's alive. It's a murmur.
Oh, that's just somebody surviving.
Yeah, unless it goes like beep, 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 beep. Oh, fuck, damn it. He didn't make it. We thought he was gonna.
No, that's just someone dying. A murmur is like, okay, let's say he goes beep, 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 beep. Oh, he's alive. And then there's two people in the corner. Oh, I hope he fucking dies. I fucking hate this guy.
Beep. Yes.
So the people
got him.
talking quietly, they're murmuring.
Yeah.
But the guy just is dead.
Can't the heart beat quietly though? I don't know how those machines work.
No,
Like,
the machine / the guy can't be murmuring.
What about a heart murmur though?
Yeah, heart murmur is like when your heart is pulsing irregularly.
But that's how the machine like could be picking up the heart murmur, right? Like
Yeah, but it's not like it goes and then it stops. It like has an extra beat.
But couldn't it be like beep beep beep? Like it could do something like that, right? And that's the
Oh,
murmur.
yeah.
But then it goes beep.
Yeah,
It
that
goes-
happens, but that's not the murmur. Just to be clear.
No, it's the actual heartbeat that's happening.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think is what you just said.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. So, just to be clear, you meant yes.
Yeah, that's why there was more yeahs than no's. Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah.
But it was like,
threw
no,
three in
no.
the-
That's equal amount, but
Yeah.
that's a no.
You kind of have to
Yeah, no is a no.
make sure you put enough in there. So basically, if you're not sure of what answer to give, you can be like, yeah, no. Like, kind of like throw in that, and then people are going to be like, what? And you'll just be like, yeah, don't worry about it. And then you
And then you say no.
yeah, and then say no. Yeah. Or they'll
Yeah,
ask
no,
you, they'll be like, why didn't you, did you not hear what I was saying? And you'll be like, I said yeah, no. It just means I'm neutral on the
No,
subject.
yeah. No, yeah.
But you got to be careful because, again, if you put in the wrong amount of yeahs or no's, you could give a completely different answer. And that'll be on you.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Wait, do you think you could do any spoken word poetry?
Spoken word poetry.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like, am I making it up on the spot? I'm making up poetry.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you put a no before a yeah, you will have to laugh. Yeah and laugh don't even rhyme. I don't
Okay,
even
but
know what's
poetry's
going
not
on
all
here,
about
though.
rhyming.
It's not all about rhyming. There's some that don't rhyme. I was just trying to, for the sake of it being like spoken, right? I can't really do I can't really see the lines, right? So I think the only ability that I have when I'm making it up is rhyming, you know?
I see.
Unless I kind of like say it a certain way, maybe like if I'm like, the yaz of the yaz and the nose of the nose. Who knows if one has a nose? If you do not have a nose, you will not smell. Ring the bell. Hear the sound. You are now in the ground.
Oh, you died.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't breathe out of your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then you couldn't taste. You couldn't taste shit. Okay, do you think you could speak in a made-up language?
Berjorkadorkin dork. In dorkin schnork.
Okay,
Dork.
but that's
It almost kind of sounds kind of like
that's
a
like
Norwegian.
it's
kinda,
like mocking and it's a joke.
well, I wasn't trying. I wasn't trying to like to mock like a Norwegian or that area's language. I wasn't trying to do that. I couldn't think of anything in my head, so I thought like Bedorkin short snorking.
But you could do like hee bob dee bob doo dee bob dee doo. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a made-up language.
that actually makes sense. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like
actual words.
Yeah.
Let's see if I could do that on the spot.
Okay.
All right, like damen kamasa partuk.
Listig bondakale isti vaklos.
Jaka jakale.
Dors galeg bekendag.
Espakro espator rapetap.
Shini bal lakadishko band elek dokonch das foloko.
Dokonj. Lekaka espresso.
Lakaga in tushos or like in the olokos.
Locos compasso dakan.
Ist und if loko deins usteikins of loko ashte borg sinkif du shik folok in so for korshnisk einlik.
Einlek bucato.
Bukato.
Ka. In esplicaco in bitan esperato.
Is
Kaki.
ik loks de vokant lik salens u bikele. Bush eiki verle ostnunk time usluk. Lushuk.
Lusluk.
Jukos.
Juklos. The Juklos, Zapapo, Ikako, Mi Smako, Despak.
Totos, taco, laco, baco, saco, tains, oso lokalnes, chip, lingit o is tank for, tibo lakan, hermakans.
Pizza.
Yeah, I started sounding German at the end, but
I almost had some Spanish words in there. I realized that I think I might have even thrown a few in, like
Boca,
by accident.
like Boko.
Yeah, like Boko. I think it isn't Boca mouth, like Boca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Vaca's cow.
Vaca's cow. Dang. See, I threw some in there by accident. It's because I've taken Spanish class before, I think. And so, like, I was thinking not English. And then a few Spanish words got thrown into my made-up language. Like, I think Moy. I was going to say, like, even Russian got thrown in there. I think I said da at one point, too. Just, it's difficult to make up a language with words that don't already exist, right? Because, like, you're trying to think of a word for, like, of... And it's like, okay, maybe I put, like, ed, but then it's like someone else definitely has ed as a word already, you know? Or, like, what about, pa? Pa is already a word. Papa, you know? it's
Yeah,
difficult.
well, you don't need to come up with it. I guess what happens for me is it's just a stream. There's just a stream of sounds that are coming into my head. It's not like I'm conjuring them and trying to finish a sentence.
You said though to actually try and make a real language though in your mind, so try to reuse some of the words, right? So I was trying to think about how to do that. I was trying to use
Wait,
the same
did
words.
did I say you need to reuse words?
Well, you said like, because the first time I did it, I was just doing the sound spitting, right? Like I was just like throwing out the sounds.
Yeah.
But then you were like, but can you actually like speak a made up language?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, so it's got to like actually like have words that mean something. So I
see.
was trying to think of words and what their meaning would be. And while I was doing that, I think my brain was just like, throw some Spanish ones in there.
Yeah, yeah. No. Yeah, Spanish. But it's all the same. You could just use the English cadence. That seems to be what I would do is like da 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 but da 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 do da 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 da. And it's just you could just do that and just fill in different sounds to fit that. And the English cadence, like Barack Obama versus like what's his name? Steve Harvey, or like other people, they'll have different cadences. But the you could just and pitch plays and the different sections, different sections of a sentence, like, are you really following what I'm saying? Because I think that you probably are, but I'm focusing more on what I'm trying to say because I'm trying to illustrate a point. And you end on the.
There's a lot of like pitch and things involved and like cadence, and you got like, have you ever played The Sims before? Completely made up language in that game apparently, because it'll be like my snorkin snork, my snorkin borkin dork, like that's kind of what it sounds like. It's like, oh, jacadoo, like that's kind of like just thrown out. I don't even know if they use the same words over and over again, or if they have even any idea what their language actually means. I don't know if how much they plan this stuff out, but it's just like random, like a snorkin dork, oh, not jacadoo, like just like random stuff like that. And honestly, the language doesn't even make sense, Well,
it's a video game.
I mean, still, I expect a little bit of lore, Like, if he goes, Shakadoo, at somebody across the street, if he, the next day, is like, Badorkin, like, the next day, I'm going to be like...
What if that's just, like, hi versus greetings?
But then, every day... What if every day it's a different thing, And I don't think I've studied it enough to really, like... make a conclusion is the problem. So I really can't say if they've, because maybe they do. Maybe they actually do have a system in there.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll study it at some point, and I'm going to make a report on whether or not their language is actually any good, or if it's garbage.
Yeah, sometimes they'll say like titty caca.
They might.
They've got to if they say a different thing every single day. Eventually, they would.
And imagine the person who recorded that stuff. Now we want you to say Borkaken. Borkaken. No, we need you to say it a little bit different. We have 1 million more words for you to say, sir. How much am I getting paid for this? We'll see what happens.
Well,
we'll see how well
you're a
you
monkey,
do.
and you're typing Shakespeare, so you could just keep trying.
Keep trying?
Because you know about that theory.
The keep trying theory?
About infinity. And basically, the idea about infinity is that it never ends. So you could place a monkey in a room with a typewriter, and eventually they would write all of Shakespeare's plays.
Oh, just out of chance.
Yeah.
Eventually, that could be possible. It might be a little bit different though, but in some
No,
universe,
exactly the same.
in some universe, I think that would eventually. What am I trying to say here? Because a monkey could do that, right? They have the ability to type on a typewriter and type words.
Yeah.
Eventually, they could type anything
Mm-hmm.
because there's so
That's
many
the whole
chances.
idea, yeah.
There's so many chances for them to type any random string of words.
Yeah.
Probability for some words may be more, right? And as you get smaller in your choices, then that there'll be a larger probability, but still, it's within the reason of probability that's out there.
Yeah. And the idea of infinity is it doesn't end. So if we have infinity, then the probability because of infinity is that there are other life forms. And do those life forms spend so much time thinking about their penises?
I mean,
You know?
I think we may be.
It's probably unlikely.
It's probably very unlikely. We probably, I would assume, are, because of how our brain works, and like we're one of the only or the most advanced creature as far as like the mind goes, right? Like we're very aware.
On Earth, you're saying.
Yeah, like we have an understanding of different things. We can we have
Cats know about different things.
They do, but like for us, like it's like kind of, how do I describe it? It's like we have this like creative ability, and we also, our brains can do a lot of different things, right? Like it's the most advanced on Earth, and I think that's why, because we have the capability to, I think, to be like, penis, like my penis, like. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. Like, like that's my best guess is I think probably our brains just work that way, versus something else. Another animal is focused on a narrower number of tasks. And therefore in the brain, it's not like, I don't think it's probably not distinctively being like penis, like my
Yeah,
penis.
but like imagine this. There's this guy that walks into a bar, right? And this is the maybe potentially subconscious, but this is the underlying question of all of his behaviors and actions. He goes up to one woman, pee-pee touch? Maybe it takes 20 minutes to get the answer from her.
Yeah.
Goes to the next woman, pee-pee touch? Pee-pee touch? And then he goes to another one.
Yeah.
She says no immediately, before he even says touch. Pee-pee, oh. Okay,
Yeah.
He goes, and he drinks. Okay, buys drinks for someone else, so it's more likely they touch his pee-pee. He's gone to 11.
Where's this guy from?
He's just a standard guy.
He is. Oh.
Yeah, it's just the underlying. It's a subtext. It's not. He's not actually saying this to them.
Okay.
Right. So subtext is like he may allude to that's what he would be like. Or he may be flirting in a certain way to be like, to suggest it, right? But he's not actually saying it. But I'm just saying the subtext.
Oh, gotcha. So he'd be like having a conversation with a woman.
Yeah.
And that would just say pee-pee touch.
Like that's
Yeah.
if you had like a banner above every conversation that said what the subtext was.
Yeah.
Any woman he talked to that night would say pee-pee touch above it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 11th woman, pee-pee touch. 50th woman, pee-pee touch.
Imagine.
He's spending the whole night thinking about his pee-pee.
Yeah. Imagine too. Like you start off like that. The scene is like pee-pee touch as like the subtext, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm talking 50th woman, right? Walks up. Will you touch my penis?
No.
Pee-pee touch down there in the subtext.
Oh, he actually says it to
Yeah,
her.
he just outright says it because at first, throughout the whole entire bit, it's It's just him trying to like allude to the fact, and then eventually he just gives up and he just like walks up.
She does.
And then she's like, "Okay." Again,
Oh,
it's
she
like,
said yeah.
Yeah, she said yeah that time. He
Yeah,
just had to be
sometimes being
honest.
straightforward and honest is what you need to do.
Or she called the police and he.
Oh, she called the police.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Well, it's bad. Potentially not good. Okay, so we covered the pee-pee touch segment. I'm glad we covered that.
Same here. It needed to be discussed.
Yeah, it need to be discussed. And it appears like the cameras are all on.
That's good. That's good news.
The cameras are on. Oh, I'm thinking about. I tried to find the dummy battery for that,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we could have had a. I don't know if that camera was just higher, if it would catch both of us, but then we could have a fourth screen we could flip to.
That might be easier than what we do currently with the layering system.
No, I
right?
like the side by side still.
Wait, but wouldn't that create a side by side already? Like.
Yeah, but a different angle.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. That'd be kind of cool.
Like it shows context, like that we're sitting this far apart, and we're turned in this way. Like we probably would want a fisheye lens or like just a wide lens to capture everything. But or it could just be like over here. It could be all sorts of things.
I like that idea. Could even get one that's kind of like pointed upwards and kind of like shines down on us.
Shine your light on me. There's a Christian rapper named Lecrae.
Lecrae.
Yeah. He sings about God. This woman, Miss Anderson, no relation to Neo. She was a teacher in high school, my religion class, and she would play Lecrae music in class. But it's rap music. But she's like, hey guys. It's like every teacher can sprinkle in whatever they want into their classrooms as long as they're meeting the curriculum guidelines that the school puts on. And so she was playing Lecrae. Another guy played The Passion of the Christ in the class.
Yeah.
You know that movie?
Yeah,
The Crucifixion of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, rated R.
Dang.
But he said, and this guy's name was Christian. Maybe. Who knows? But he said, better to ask for forgiveness than for permission.
Nah.
Why is that funny?
Because it just, in different contexts, it sounds kind of weird. Better to ask forgiveness than for permission.
Well, he was saying it about a movie. Like to be able to play the movie.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I thought he just said that out of nowhere.
Oh, you thought
for
it was
all...
just a general teaching that he was sharing with this?
Yeah, I thought he actually meant it. Then he was just making a joke about he's playing it, and since they're in religious class,
Yeah.
yeah, he could just be like, "Forgive me," if she gets mad.
Who's she?
The teacher.
No, he was the teacher.
Oh, he was the teacher playing The Passion of the Christ. Oh, and
Yeah,
so
different
he was
class,
saying that if
different
he
class.
got in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully he doesn't think that works for everything though. Like
I don't know.
Imagine.
He married another teacher.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I just imagine this guy going through life. Can you imagine? Like slaps a ring on her finger. Better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Grabs a bunch of things in a store. Walks out. Better to ask for forgiveness than get permission. Praying like it's for stabbing someone. I'm sorry.
You never asked permission to stab somebody.
Well, still, it's like, why does he have 100 rape cases against him? And then he's like, better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Imagine what an unreasonable character that would be.
Yeah, he would just, his banner would just say pee-pee touch, period. Not question mark.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know why that saying is so funny to me. Because I can just imagine it being used in like all aspects of life. Just someone just walking around doing whatever they want to. And just like whenever someone questions, I'm like, you can't do that. Stop. It's like better to ask for
Yeah,
forgiveness.
please, no.
than
Then he would
ask
say,
for
"Please forgive me."
Yeah, he would. But then he just shares that quote. Well, it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. That's what I always say, and that's what I live by.
Okay. Could you there's this scene about we already did the one with you were a hairstylist, right? And you were cutting my hair and I had the mites, I had the ticks in my hair.
Yeah, that was
And
the hot
and
ones.
spiders, yeah. But I'm trying to imagine a scenario where let me imagine. Okay, so there's this teacher, Miss Peterson. Okay, Miss Peterson may have been. It was rumored that she was on the spectrum. Okay, and just a side note, Miss Peterson, had Max, my younger brother and your cousin. He had a 4.0 in every single class, except in this one class, Miss Peterson's class. She gave somebody a test, see that Max's class a test, and she never taught them how to solve one of the problems. So he got a bad grade in the class, and he ended up having to take another class online at Arizona State University to replace the grade that he got in that class. So he ended up getting a 4.0 all over, but same teacher, and she would always sit, like there was this guy Alec, and she always would sit him right in front of her desk because he was always causing problems unless he was sitting there.
Oh, okay.
And so like you be Miss Peterson and I'll be Alec, okay?
Okay. I imagine this teacher being like Jimmy Neutron,
Yeah.
like squawk.
No.
Yeah,
She's not a bird.
It's like, yeah.
She's like, okay, class, and she treats everyone like they're 5 years old.
Do you remember though the Jimmy Neutron teacher?
No.
You don't remember that?
Maybe a little bit.
Well, Carl, like spa. She kind of had that
Yeah,
bird voice.
you could take it however you want.
Okay, all right. Oh wait, what's his name again?
Alec.
Alec. Okay. Alec, sit next to my desk. Squawk.
Miss Peterson, why do you always put me in front of your desk? I never get away with anything.
No, because I like to watch you do your work. Squawk.
Miss Peterson, are you human?
A kid yesterday called me a bird, but I'm a bird. I mean, I'm human, just like you.
Miss Peterson, I want to sit over there with Daniel.
You cannot.
Daniel's a good partner.
No, he's not.
You
will sit.
This is going poorly.
It's going really bad. Yeah,
It was a bad premise. I tried to come up with something better, but I didn't.
No, it's all good. It's all good. That is it's weird though. Like, what class did she teach?
Math.
Math. Okay.
Why?
I don't know. I was just curious. I imagined I don't know why I imagined it was like a religion class, and then I went back to the thing where I was like, well, that there can't be like something. I mean, I guess you could not teach somebody something that you have to know on a test in that class, but
Yeah, it was math. Miss Peterson. And Tori had problems with Miss Peterson, but I liked her. So I'm the lone wolf. I am a wolf, by the way.
secretly a wolf.
I'm the wolf of Wall Street.
Making some good money out
Well,
there.
They actually don't pay their wolves very well. They actually don't pay them at all.
Dang.
They're kept captive in small cages on every floor.
Damn. Just release them whenever there needs to be a hype moment, right? They make
Yeah.
a big sale.
Or someone turns down one of their sales and they sick the wolves on them and they kill them.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. You know, I've heard of those instances where people will call up and say, "I want to move my accounts
Yeah.
from
Okay, come down to the
from your
office to
offices."
sign.
Yeah.
My belly button. They
Yeah.
just extract the belly button, actually.
And then in the inheritance, they kind of like they call up the whether it's the closest family, right? They call them up and they say, "Listen, these accounts are going to you. I hope you stay with us."
Or somebody's going to be hungry like a...
Wolf.
Yep.
But actually, they can't say it because they don't want to like get in
Yeah,
trouble,
they just
right? They,
insinuate.
hungry, boy, oh boy! I love the song, and I'm hungry like a wolf. I'm on the hunt. I'm after you. I love that song. Enjoy the inheritance. I'm sure your accounts are gonna be safe here with us. Goodbye. You got phone.
Woo!
Woo!
That was a wolf. I was being a wolf, a bad wolf that sounded like a ambulance.
It did. It sounded like the ambulance was coming.
Well, the ambulance did come after they killed the father.
Yeah. He's gone now. He wanted to move those accounts and it just didn't work out.
It's all literal. It's like you can't move accounts. It's digital.
It is all digital.
I would
Technically,
transfer accounts. I'd like to remove my funds from this account.
yeah. It's kind of all made up if you think about it. You know what I mean? Banks, it's just a number in an account somewhere. The stock market, right? It's all just numbers in an account somewhere. Without the internet, without electronics, we could not keep up what we have. It's all kind of like this imaginary system that we have so that we can live
Yeah.
and survive.
Like this microphone is worth $99, but it's made up. The market is made up. You're right.
Yeah, the only thing that's real when you think about it are physical items.
But yeah,
Like you
their
have a
worth,
house,
but
you
their
have a-
worth is all relative to the made up system.
I guess
their
so.
value is.
I think the one thing that's more concrete is like when you compare it, like the price of this versus the price of this, right? When you look at two things and you say, what are the price differences here? What is this worth in terms of items, right?
Yeah, sure.
But money-wise, that is kind of just a thing that someone slapped on there and was like, that's about right.
No,
Or
but
maybe
no, all pricing is related to the market.
Yeah, it is, but it's kind of what the value is to people as well.
Yeah, the value is to people.
And somebody can technically price something at whatever they want to.
Yeah, but they won't. Because it won't be profitable.
I mean, sometimes people do it because they can, though. Like the people who are controlling certain markets, sometimes they say, up it by a few, you know? Because they know it won't affect the market in a big way, but it'll net them a little bit of extra.
Yeah, so they're placing it strategically for their own benefit.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's all relative to the market.
It is definitely relative, but I don't think I think there's a certain amount of choice within a limited spectrum, you know?
Yeah.
They can choose what they want to do. And sometimes someone will do something and it'll end up backfiring, you know? Like they'll up the price and they'll be like, oh crap, and then they'll have to change it. Or you could just be aggressive, just extremely aggressive. It is possible you could just slap whatever price label you want on it and say, I'm keeping that.
Yeah, and you'd be dumb.
Except they're influencers, right? Like this $100 hoodie, man. Buy my $100 hoodie. Everyone's like, yeah, okay. Next time I released a $200 one. And yeah, we're buying it. You know, there's this dynamic.
But that's dude. I don't think you're getting it. That's still the market. That's still pricing things based on their feedback and priced on that is still a price people are going to purchase it at a certain volume and they're going to get a certain amount of profit.
There's I think it's a limited spectrum unless, again, I think it's possible for anyone, they'd fail, but to just be like, screw it, man.
Yeah, and they'd be dumb and they would fail. That's all I'm saying. People who are successful.
Unless they made a smaller profit and they did succeed, but not as much as they possibly could have because they underpriced their product.
Yeah, and that would have been a mistake.
Maybe.
I mean, in what world would it not be a mistake?
Or maybe it undercuts the competition and they all start buying his
sure,
product.
then it does end up benefiting them in the end.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's there's like a relative, like, there's a relative, I guess, spectrum for what you can do, unless someone just was like, screw it, man, I'm gonna just fight the system and just be ridiculous. And then maybe though he thinks he's gonna fail, he thinks he's gonna go outside of the spectrum, but people actually are like, I like what he's doing, I'm gonna buy his product. Or people think it's funny, they're like, he's just being ridiculous, we're buying it. I don't know.
I think we're just going around in circles because it still has, it's either somebody being stupid or it's somebody making profit directly off of their pricing strategy, or they're taking market share by having a competitively priced product. But it's all relative to what people are willing to spend on a product or acquiring more people that like to spend money at your company.
Definitely, yeah. Or buying something because it is so pricey, you know, and that gets people
Yeah,
excited.
but that's the
generates-
market. That's the market. That's pricing it competitively because there are certain people in that category that will buy things just because it's expensive.
No, I definitely agree that it still exists in the spectrum, but you know, I'm saying that somebody could like think they're gonna fail and not place it to a market like spectrum, and somehow they end up fitting in the market spectrum. You know, it's this weird thing where it seems like
Why
it's
would
very,
somebody
like,
place it
fluid.
at a level where they think they're going to fail? I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe someone like doesn't care. They just are like, I got these T-shirts, man. It's $5,000, and it's like, and everyone tells them this is crazy. You can't do this, and then people are like,
All
that's
right.
funny.
If
and
you
then they
find a
start buying
specific
it.
case like that, that'd be interesting. But I don't believe that happens.
You never know. It could. It's within the realm of possibility.
Sure. But until I see it, I think everything's just based on like, let's say all the money disappeared, then the market would change because then you'd have to trade items with other people and the relative value of things would change.
It definitely would, and not to mention you wouldn't have access to as many products, right? You'd be stuck with what's in your vicinity.
Well, why? You could just have an online bartering service.
I was saying if like the internet disappeared,
Oh, okay.
like that's what I thought you meant by.
I just
like,
said the money disappeared.
Oh, the money disappears. That's even more interesting because imagine, and is the rule they can't make a currency again? Like all the money just disappears.
Well, maybe they could, but the money would have to be redistributed somehow, and then the disparity of wealth wouldn't be there, and then the pricing strategy would be insanely different for products, and there would be different qualities of products produced, a lot less higher quality products, because if everybody had the same amount of money, there's not those crazy influencer people, and there's not people buying like even Teslas, but like there's not that many people buying Porsches and Ferraris, you know?
Yeah. I wonder how it would occur because this is like what I'm imagining is it would have to like the numbers would have to be deleted in bank accounts, right? The physical cash in people's wallets,
Yep.
all that stuff would have to disappear overnight. But then they also would have to make it so that they can't remember what the numbers are because otherwise I think they just input in the same number. You know,
No.
they just
No, the whole idea of this currency system is disappeared. And it could even happen because people's values change. And people's values don't reflect what this money is used for.
Yeah. But it would have to like because otherwise I think a new currency would be created. What if this happened? What if
Well, it's possible it could be a new currency, but anyway, go ahead.
What if there's a new rule where there can't be any currency that exists? So
Yeah.
globally, all the currencies shut down. There's no such thing like just like if you like the word like bank and just like things like that just like eradicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if there was still the internet, it would be complicated. But I think what people would have to do is they'd have to be like, I have these bananas, right? And they would have to type in banana. And then they'd have to be like, what can I get for this banana? And they'd have to look online, right? And try to figure out what they're going to do. But then they have to ship that banana to get something. So you would kind of have like, in some aspects, a limited market, but in other aspects, not necessarily. You'd go to a grocery store. You'd be like, how much can I get for this thing that I own?
Mm-hmm.
And then there'd be people impoverished, right? And I think all these companies would be like, how do we pay all of our employees? God, we don't have enough we have to give them physical stuff. We have to start mining. Like, there'd be like a mining company that would probably come along. All the companies would be like, we have to get them something. And there would eventually, I think, another currency would happen, but it would just be physical. Oh, man, but then if you can't use currency, I just think it would be a mess.
It'd be pretty intense. But basically what currency is supposed to do is it's supposed to represent value that you have produced and then given to other people in exchange for this token to then be able to exchange with other goods and services, right?
Yeah.
So without the money, you would need to exchange something of value, a good or a service, in return for something else. But the money is good because you don't have to directly share your services with the person. Like if you're going to stay at a hotel and let's say you also own a hotel, it would be really hard to share your services with the hotel owner if you're in their city sharing a hotel, you know? And they're never going to go to your city.
Yeah.
So that's why you have the money. But we are outprinting the amount of goods and services we're producing. So in an ideal world, we would have an equal amount of goods and services produced and the same amount of physical or digital money to represent that. But we are making more and more money than we are goods and services.
That's actually like that's a reason why they don't like print as much as they want, because if they do, it can really mess with inflation and can mess with the value of your currency. So
yeah,
like,
obesity is a really big epidemic.
Obesity definitely is.
Yeah, that's part of inflation of the flesh.
Of the flesh, yeah, you're inflating the flesh. You need to deflate some of that.
I would like to see the graph of inflation percentages and obesity. I'd love to see those side by side.
I would be interested to see it as well, along with. Oh, nice! You flashed up there.
Yeah,
that's good. Along with like the inflation of currency over time. So I want to see like a graph of currency inflating and a graph of obesity inflating.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, I thought you just meant the obesity graph. You mean money? Okay,
yeah,
nice.
Comparative.
That's good. That's good. I'm excited to see. Like I'm imagining they're on screen.
Yeah.
Or they were a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's fascinating either way.
Imagine if it's like exactly the same.
Yeah.
What would you do? What will you do if you pull that up?
We need to deflate. Is what we need to do if they're positively correlated.
But imagine that you deflate the obesity crisis and then the money starts deflating, but then it's too much. And imagine it's like, what do we do? The money, it's
we put a Kentucky Fried Chicken in every single town.
And then the money starts to flip. But then it's too much inflation.
Oh.
It's like, no, we have to
Well,
get
they
rid
start
of them.
selling salads.
Okay, good.
Yep, and they take out, they stop selling soda. Hey, Matt, dude, you could fix the whole obesity epidemic if you stop selling soda.
Soda's good, though.
I'm just stating a fact, dude. You can say whatever you want about it.
I mean, it's technically you're right.
If
but
you got rid of soda, if you got rid of soda fountains, that way you can't be consuming 64 ounces of soda. Oh my god. Do you know how much that is? Okay.
That's a lot of soda. Now, me myself, I enjoy a little soda pop every now and then.
Yeah.
But I don't overconsume soda pop. So I feel like if someone was to do that, I would say it's unfair for people like me.
Check this out.
Who just like to
You could just get a can of soda if you want. I don't give a shit about that.
That's true.
But then people know if they crack in. So if it's a 64-ounce soda, they have to crack into 1, 2, 3. They have to crack into more than 5 cans to get that amount. That's excessive.
I would say they should do do limits on the size because you know what happened with McDonald's, the Super Size Me movie?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy, McDonald's afterwards changed it probably because they were worried about the government coming after them eventually and laws being passed. And I think something was passed. I think before that movie, no one knew that it was actually like it was an illegal amount of calories to sell somebody an illegal amount of food. That's how much it was.
That's crazy.
Because it was like this tactic of like supersize, like kind of like, would you like to supersize that, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, how much? It's very cheap, sir. Oh, okay.
Okay, but like imagine a pint of ice cream. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you imagining it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like maybe 50 grams of sugar.
50 grams.
Could be 60. Okay, just a pint. Like this big.
Yeah.
In one bottle, 15.9 ounces is 68 grams of sugar in a bottle of Coca-Cola. Okay, that's 16. But a 64-ounce soda from McDonald's, 16, 32 times 2. So that's 4 times 68. So it's over 200. It's 200 over 240 grams of sugar in that soda. It's like it's just out. It's honestly outrageous. It should be illegal. This is not safe for anybody to be drinking. And it's the corn syrup that we talked about earlier, which is all the sugar. And you imagine you filled up a 64-ounce cup with sugar.
Yeah.
It's not even 240 grams.
Yeah.
So it's like you poured sugar all the way in the cup, and that's not even how much sugar's in the drink.
It's pretty crazy.
Are you serious? Do you seriously understand that fact?
Yeah.
Imagine somebody drank a cup of only sugar, and it was a McDonald's large drink size.
It's crazy.
One full cup.
I agree with you there. I don't think they should be
I
selling
would
those. That's
fucking
not.
vomit, dude. I would
Yeah,
vomit
no,
if you even had a 10-ounce one. Like, imagine one sugar cube. That's 1 gram of sugar. Imagine eating 240 sugar cubes.
Yeah, that does sound sickening. It's all disguised under like this liquid.
Imagine even trying to eat 240 anything.
Yeah, that would be quite a chore. I mean, there's some foods where like you feel like in the
some
beginning
honey
you
chicken,
could.
dude. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you feel like you could, and then you're like later you're like, no, that's not gonna work out.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here is what I would say to all that sugar. Like that'd be, dude. Whatever you got to do to get rid of the soft drinks.
I would say limit the sizes, but I do enjoy a soda pop.
Yeah, to 8
every now and
ounces,
then,
12 ounces, 16 ounces.
Yeah, a reasonable not something that big. It's just too much.
Just give them a Fresca or something, dude. You don't even need this fucking Fanta or
A Fanta.
Sprite.
I'm not a big fan of Fanta. Sprite I used to like when I was younger. A little bit less now, but it's still good.
I used to put sour Skittles in my Sprite.
Oh, dang. How did that taste? Was that
Sour.
sour? I didn't know you could actually make like a sour Sprite.
You just
Pretty crazy.
put the Skittles in there.
Oh.
Oh man, but that fucked me up real good.
Oh, because it was like
Just imagine like
that's even more sugar. You're adding sugar to already like
yeah, imagine
a lot of
like
sugar.
okay, imagine this. There's a perfectly ripe lemon on a cutting board. Okay? Using a large knife to cut it in half. Okay? Then you take one of the halves and you lift it above your mouth and you squeeze all the juice into your mouth. Is your mouth watering at all?
Was your mouth watering?
Right now, like if you imagine squeezing a bunch of lemon juice into your mouth. Or like eating a warhead.
Yeah. I get a little bit of saliva from both those things. Even the sour Skittle things kind of made like
Yeah.
because I've eaten them before. You know what I mean? I have that memory, and I've had lemon juice before, right? So that memory in my brain, I was like, oh, it's just coming. There's sourness, and it prepares.
Yes. So think about this. That's an example of you using your mind to affect your physiology, your bodily functions, right? You just thought of a lemon, you thought of a warhead, and your mouth was watering.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It is pretty crazy, yeah. Especially because if you have the memory of eating those things, your body it's generating that experience, right? Because it knows what happens when you eat a lemon or you eat a sour candy.
Yeah. So that this is related to that. They have experiments. There's many experiments. This is the most relatable one. There's two. So one of them is playing the piano. Okay. So these two different groups. One group learned a song on the piano, right? They learned how to play it on the piano, and then they practiced for 2 weeks on the physical piano. Okay, going through all the steps. The other group learned it on the piano, and then for 2 weeks they didn't play, but they pictured playing it in their mind vividly. Okay. They almost had the exact same results on like the recital day when they compared what people's abilities were. So usually you're creating a pathway in your brain through like the physical act of moving your fingers. But if you're imagining doing that, your brain will still, it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. Okay, so you can do that. There's one same thing of playing basketball and practicing free throws in your mind versus doing it in real life. And then, yeah, so there's that. And then there's like this one where they put a cast over somebody's arm so they couldn't move it. But they like imagined that they were lifting heavy weights, and like they even felt like, like you're lifting something heavy and you really have to go like that.
Yeah.
They were imagining that, and they actually had muscle growth in their arm even though they didn't lift anything.
Dang.
So it's the same thing as the imagining the juice, the candy, but it's just influencing what's happening.
The human body is pretty impressive. Like, there's a lot I think that people don't know, like the capabilities. It's pretty impressive.
So here's the last one, and this is from Sarah Silverman. Imagine, so it's the same concept, but people get nervous diarrhea, right?
Yeah.
So something mentally, they're nervous, right? The only reason anybody is getting nervous, and it may manifest as like, physically being nervous, right? You know what that feels like. But it's all because of a perception about the circumstances, right? And so these perceptions lead to somebody having diarrhea because they're so nervous.
Yeah.
And it's just an idea. It's just a thought that's leading to diarrhea. Pooping.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty crazy. People have
loose pieces of poop coming out of your butt because you think something.
Yeah, because you get nervous. Plus, people, anxiety is not very healthy for the body. Just like stress, that stuff is not healthy for you. So your body, in return, is not going to give you the best treatment, Your digestion is going to get all messed up. Your body's functions get all messed up. And then, boom, you got diarrhea.
They don't have any more parties.
No more parties. Yeah.
No more functions.
They're just in the corner going... Can you imagine just... I don't know, just like what body part would it be? Like some kind of like, just like the brain, like just a brain in a corner going... and then it just...
And the brain pooped?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just imagining like all the different parts of your body were at a party, and the brain was over here, but then the butthole was over by the punch, and the brain was here mingling on the dance floor.
Yeah.
But it was freaked out, and then they just start pooping in the punch bowl, and then the whole body's upset about it.
It's almost like even this too. Imagine, because your brain is like physically panicking, right? But like your face is kind of like, yeah, man, yeah, it's a good time, man. And then And so it's different reactions. It's like you got just like your face. It's like, yeah, how's it going, man? And then you got your brain. Oh god, no, I gotta get out of here, man. And then you have the the butthole that's just. It's just
And
like,
the nipple is like right next to him, like, dude, what is going
yeah,
on
it's
right now?
like, stop, man! You're just gonna embarrass us.
And some of the punch has ice in it, and the ice goes and hits the nipple, and then he gets wrecked. And the hairs around him stand up.
He's like, "Fuck you, man!"
Jesus Christ, man!
Damn it! Imagine if you had like the nervous system too. It would just be like, beep, 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 emergency, emergency, like twitching.
Give me that orange flavored powder. Emergency, emergency, emergency. Our newest sponsor. Buy this stuff in a packet.
That's right. Buy it. Orange drank.
Or snort it, too.
Yeah, we do not sell drugs here, but if you would like some orange powder that is not cocaine, you can order it.
Yeah, order it from pouches.
Let's get that website up there. Click on it and support the channel.
I think we're just going to put our Twitter up.
Yeah.
Because they're not paying us.
They're not, no.
Not yet. Not
you need
yet.
to follow. Follow us, please. Subscribe. Like the video. Comment. Follow on all social medias. Buy the products and say, hey, we're going to help you guys out. Because right now, some of you guys haven't been very nice to us as of lately, I don't think. I'm just saying.
Yep. BB touch. BB touch. BB touch.
Good touch.
Anyway, this is a new segment called New Segment.
I'm ready for it.
And then you look at the camera, remember?
Oh, yeah. And then that's right. It comes up.
Yep. Shh.
Oh, wow, man.
No, but you look at the
oh,
other-
that's right. Because it's going to be an overlay. I forgot
ready?
about this. Okay.
Okay, this
so,
is
yeah,
a new
restart.
segment called New Segment.
Whoa. Oh, man.
Hee 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 hee.
That's crazy. I love that. I just love it. I think it's great.
Okay. So this segment, we will name as many countries as we can in South America.
South America. Ooh.
Yep.
We're going to run out eventually.
Peru,
Brazil.
Chile,
Let's see. Argentina.
Venezuela,
What else am I thinking of? So we said Argentina. Already said Chile. Already said Brazil.
This might be a bad segment.
This might be a bad segment. We already said Venezuela. Already got that one. Already got Argentina. Already got. Man, I'm forgetting even what we had. What we said before.
I'm gonna say Ecuador, and I think it's there. But let's move on to Asian countries.
Asian countries. Okay.
China,
China. Okay. Japan.
South Korea,
North Korea.
Thailand,
Vietnam.
Malaysia.
Hong Kong.
That's a city in China.
I mean, it's like it's not a part of China.
Is it a
but-
country?
I mean, technically, it's its own entity. I guess. I guess someone could call it a city-state, but it's not a part of China.
Is it a country or not?
I'd say it's a country.
Okay.
Because it is its own like
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. China would disagree with that one too. They'd like to think that.
Oh, I said it.
I know. What else is there? Let's see. Did anybody say Thailand?
I did.
You did. Okay. Did anybody say Indonesia?
No.
Okay, Indonesia.
India.
India. Nice. Technically, Russia is in Asia too.
Yeah, part of Russia or all of it?
Part of Russia. It's half in Europe, half in well, not
Those
half
bastards.
exactly, but I know they got a foothold in both. They're European, they're Asian too, but
They're not Asian. Genetically,
half
they're
is
not Asian. Okay, but anyway, Tibet.
Tibet. All right. Afghanistan, I believe, is technically in Asia.
Okay, Siberia. No, sorry. Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, nice. What about Tibet?
I said Tibet.
Oh, what am I thinking of? It's another one of those stands. We got Afghanistan. I'm thinking of Iran is technically, I guess.
Okay.
That's in Asia, yeah.
Iraq.
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 Oh, Iraq. Iraq.
Anyway.
Okay, let's see. What else is there? There is. Oh man, I'm trying to think if this one is actually in. Is Georgia? Georgia's in Asia, or is it in?
If you're not sure, then we can't count it.
Oh man, yeah. I was trying to think if Georgia was, but I don't know if it is. Let's see. What else do we got? Mongolia.
Yeah?
Yeah, Mongolia.
Okay.
Mongolian grill, boy.
Oh, yeah. So we already did Thailand. You did North Korea. Uzbekistan.
That's another stand, yeah. I was trying to think of the stands. I know there's more stands to be had.
Yep.
What about what am I thinking of? Oh, it's a U.S. territory. Let's see. There's Puerto Rico as a U.S. territory, but that's not in Asia. But then there's also, what am I thinking of? The U.S. territory. It's an island over there. It was one during World War II. It is.
United Arab Emirates.
No. That's its an own entity. I think it's.
Okay. Anyway, if we're not gonna
Oh man,
do anymore, that's fine. I think there's definitely Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, yeah.
There's wherever Palestine is, if that's a country.
Israel.
Israel is a country.
Yeah, Israel is a country.
Okay.
However,
I know.
like there's some people would, since it's such a heatedly debated topic with Palestine and Israel, there's probably a lot of people who would get angry, would be like, "Hey."
Yeah, I
like-
hardly know anything about Asia, dude.
I only know I know some things here and there, but I'm not like an expert on Asian politics.
There's like Mali or something. There's
Mali. There's also
there's you already said Indonesia, right?
yeah, I did say that. There's more island nations.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking
the
of.
Philippines.
Philippines. Yeah, Philippines. That's not the U.S. Colony that I was thinking of, but Philippines. Yeah. There's a U.S. Territory over there, and I can't remember the name of it.
United States of America. I'm just gonna look up the remainder of them.
All right.
If I can find my cellular device.
I've also got my cellular device. My brain's feeling better. You
Yeah.
know,
Cool.
my brain it's getting better. Whatever's going on.
All right, there's gonna be so many we missed.
I need to just buy some like chloroform or something like that, you know, and just
Singapore, Vietnam, Pakistan, Burma, Maldives, Cambodia, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Laos, Qatar, Christmas Island.
Christmas Island. I remember hearing about something like that before.
Yeah, Brunei, Armenia, Lebanon, Macau, Syria, Yemen, Jordan, Kyrgyzstan, Bahrain, Tajikistan, Oman, Bhutan, Kuwait, Turkmenistan, some Cocos, British Indian Ocean Territory, Timor-Leste. We missed so many.
We did miss a lot.
Shout out to the Asian countries. Sorry we didn't know about you, but you know the world's pretty big. Okay.
And it's difficult to think on the spot, like those countries I've heard them before. You know what I mean? Like you have that feeling where you're like, ah, that country. Yes, I've heard of that country before.
Yeah.
But then you're like, when I'm listing them, it's difficult to search through the categories, and then I keep thinking of the ones that I know better, right? Like China comes in, Japan comes in. I'm like, no, we already said those. Get those out of my brain.
Yeah.
And then like Russia's coming in, and I'm like, get out. Already said you get out of there.
Yeah, Bhutan was good. I knew that one. You know, some of those other ones. Persia.
Yeah.
Uzbekistan.
What about Turkey? Turkey is definitely in the Asian
It is?
portion, I think. Yeah,
I didn't see
Turkey's
it.
gotta be.
It's over there by it's in the Mediterranean.
It is. Maybe it is more European than Asian. I'm so curious about things like that. Like, where the divide is, I can't remember exactly where it is, but I thought it stopped somewhere around Ukraine.
Turkey is transcontinental country located in both Asia and Europe. 97% of Turkey's territory lies in Asia, and only 3% is in Europe.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I think it stops somewhere around somewhere in Russia.
Georgia is one of them.
Georgia is. Ah, man. Oh.
Yeah. So like Bulgaria and Macedonia, Turkey touches there, and then it goes over and touches Georgia and Syria and Armenia, and Iraq. And there's like the Black Sea, and the Black Sea touches Ukraine.
I see that.
Is the orange. So, maybe you learned about Asia, or you learned about how we don't know about Asia. But thanks for watching. Tune in next time to see us murder a crow live on air.
That's right. And afterwards, we cook it for dinner.
Okay. And so, just a reminder, follow this channel.
Thank you.
And follow the Clips channel. We're steadily rising. We only need 1,000 subscribers to monetize, and then we'll start investing in levitation devices and stuff like that. So we're funding a space program too.
It's called the Not Your Cousin's Space Program.
Yeah, and what actually our space program is to do is it will set up a non-international space station, has rockets on it. Any person that's worth more than $1 billion, they shoot themselves into space. We kill them because there's no jurisdiction in space, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a GoFundMe project. We already have all the technology on hand. We send people up. They don't come down. No landing gear needed. Just killing billionaires. So.
And then we can take the money and invest it in our space program. They'll donate it.
Well, we kill them, and then that was our space program.
Well, we have them sign a contract before saying they'll leave some of their assets to us, that way we can just kind of have a nice revenue stream coming in constantly. It'd be very nice.
Yeah, but if you want to go in space and you're going to convince people that you're going to space because it's your dream and it's not a business venture, then you could suck my dick. Because we had space travel in the 80s, okay? And if we had space travel in the 80s and it's 35, 40 years later, hey, it's not that hard, okay? So shut the fuck up. And by the way, you were only there for 30 minutes. That was it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You know what it is? They were too scared.
Yeah, they just popped up and then popped down.
Yeah. They were like, oh, God, it's bad up here.
Fucking fuck. And then went 50 miles in space.
50 miles?
Yeah.
Wait, who?
And Richard.
Richard?
Yeah.
Was he rich?
Yeah, he Virgin Mobile, Virgin, Richard Branson, Sir Richard Branson. He's from England. Started Virgin Mobile. It's a phone company, Virgin Airlines.
I've heard
He
of
has
the
his-
companies.
it's
I
a-
didn't know he went into space though.
Yeah, he did like 2 days ago.
What a little bitch. He just stayed up. I'm up here for a little bit. Oh, gotta land. You know what? He should go on an adventure. If he wants to be brave, he should have been like, I will be the first man to fly across the universe.
Well, you know Jeff Bezos is going to space too, right?
Yeah, I wonder how long he's gonna stay up there.
He's going. People who are paying $250,000 to go on his ship, he's going with them. And he said that people can pay him $23 million to go up by themselves, and they might go to the moon. $23 million.
23 million.
And Jeff
It's a
will
big
go with him.
price. Wait, just the one guy and Jeff?
Yeah.
For 20 million, 23 million. Can you imagine? Someone just wants to go with Jeff so bad, like he pays all the money. He's just going with Jeff. What if Jeff turns out? What if he has a bad personality? What if you're stuck in the spaceship and you're like 23 million? It's like, oh, I'm so excited. Oh, he's done so much. He's grown such a big company. I'm so excited to meet this inspiration, right? You get on the ship. Yes. Ah, you're so excited. And then all of a sudden, you realize Jeff is like, fuck you, man. I don't know. Or is he some kind of like, he's really weird.
He goes like this.
Like
he
he's
goes,
strange.
they have sandwiches on there.
Yeah.
And they forgot to put the mustard on his sandwich.
Yeah.
Mustard! 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 And then
He
a guy
doesn't stop all
and a
night.
guy that's dressed up in a mustard costume and the sauce comes out down here. He just sets the sandwich down like this and the guy squats over.
You know, actually, I saw something like that on, I think it was on TikTok somewhere. There's a guy dressed in a giant mustard costume.
Yeah.
And someone's like, we're out of mustard. We need mustard on the sandwich. And then someone says, go ask the mustard man. And they walk into a bathroom where there's just this mustard guy sitting in a giant tub of mustard, I think it was. Or he's just in a bathtub. I can't remember if there was mustard in there. But he walks up and the guy goes...
Oh, it comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, and all the mustard goes over the hot dog.
That's terrible. Yeah, Jeff. All right,
All right.
gang.
Goodbye.